let's talk about a little bit about mindset. What it takes. That
The loud ass, loud ass, boom.
Oh God, that was so focused. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Off Topic Podcast. Pleasure to be here. Thank y'all for tuning in. With me here today, we got Aaron, and as always, Jake behind the camera. Now, how you doing, bro? It's good to see you.
Amazing, bro. AaronTrains here from AaronTrains Apparel. Here in the 956, you already know, guys. So it's awesome, bro. Thank you for thinking of me, first of all.
For sure, man. Thank you for coming.
Of course, man. It's an honor to be around you guys. Initially, this brand started from nothing, right? So it was my coworker's idea, right? Like she was like she wanted to do her thing, And at the time, I was just like going to school doing personal training, right? And she asked me to help her, right? It was like in the summer of 2022. So I got into it with her as far as like helping her with research, right? Okay. So I did all the research. I did that for like 2 months, and she just wasn't in on it all in, right? So I just decided, like, I was already like 2 months invested into this. I was like, why not just do it? So I started pushing it, and one night I just drew this logo, right? And I was like, boom, like that's it right there. Like I'm gonna do it. Like this is a sign. Like it feels like God, aligned everything, like cleared my path. Like do it. It's there. Honestly.
Yeah, that feeling when she wrote that, you doodled it.
Yeah.
Like, that's it, bro.
Honestly, bro.
Yeah, great, bro.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, your friend, the one that started it, was she like? It was gonna be an apparel brand too? Or?
Yeah, she wanted to do her like own. The thing is, she wanted to do her like gym clothes for girls, right? And she asked me to do designs for guys.
Okay.
So yeah, it was gonna have like her stuff and my stuff, right? But she just never started, And me over here, she asked me for help, so I was gonna come through, right? So I just did all the research as much as I could, because I was genuinely interested. Like I love clothes, I love working out. Why not combine both, right? Start a business.
Do you still keep in touch with her?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. She's I mean, I'm grateful that she brought it up to me,
For sure.
Because I would not be who I am today without that idea.
You planted that vision in your mind and you took the initiative, man.
Yeah,
that's great.
Honestly, bro.
That's great. What do you think it takes, man, to be successful? Like, how do you get into that field? And I mean, a lot of people, they envision themselves being up there, but they don't take the initiative. What do you think it takes?
Consistency, persistence, discipline.
For sure,
those three things alone. Like I was saying earlier, like we're in our generation, like the millennials, we're known as the quitters. The people that aren't accountable, the trophy generation, right? So honestly, I really don't feel that it's hard to be successful. It's just time consuming, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, this business is popping up, every month, every week, especially for like gym brands. I know there's like a new one every month, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of competition out there.
Exactly, bro. Like it's a huge market, right?
Yeah.
But me just sticking to like my lane, just focusing, running my race, just being consistent and disciplined, like every day, one day at a time, right?
Yeah.
I start to notice is like as fast as the other businesses, pop up, like they're gone. In the next 3-4 months, they're gone, right?
Yeah.
And it's just because I feel that our generation can't like really stick to something.
I mean, like I was saying earlier too, like they expect handouts, bro. They expect to put in the work one day, next day.
Yeah.
It's growth, It's constant improvement. You got to put in the work and constantly get better. 1% better every day. It's not gonna be 100% better. Next day you're gonna be all rich and famous. No, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like planting a seed, bro. Plant a tree. First, the roots grow under the ground. Progress, it's not gonna be seen at first. You got to be willing to go through all that, and you're not gonna get praise in the beginning,
Yeah.
You gotta do the sweat, tears, hard work, and all that, without getting the approval, the praise, and then eventually the results will show, and that's when you will get your praise or whatever. But it's really just self-fulfillment, bro. Like you get better every day. It's proving it to yourself rather than proving it to others.
Amen, bro. Honestly, right there, what you said. What's happening underground, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody sees the seeds, planting their roots, right? And then they only see the end result, right? And you're gonna get recognized for what's, that good foundation that you started on your own, right? The first two months that I really like launched my brand, my business. Nobody saw the 2 months prior to that.
Yeah.
You know, where it was every day, school, work, come home, do homework, and then spend like 4 hours just researching, watching YouTube videos, you know, just writing notes down every day for 2 months, right? So no one saw that, right? They just saw me out of nowhere, boom, I have a brand,
Yeah.
right? And even then, the first 2 months is like, no one takes you seriously, right? It's until you stick with it
Yeah.
that people start to give you, you know, respect, like, hey, like, I like what you're doing,
For sure.
you know? So it's just about sticking with it, bro.
Yeah, and me personally, I mean, that's the way I saw it, dude. I didn't know you before. Before you popped off.
That's awesome, bro.
But I saw what you were doing. I was like, yeah, bro, he's doing good. He's doing what he wants. He's doing what he desires. I mean, he's going for it. But me personally, I know I'm a trader. I do all this stuff, and yeah, I make money. But I know how you feel, bro. Like, they don't see the late nights, bro. Late nights, early mornings. They don't see all the research you put in, all the time you put in. So when I saw what you were doing, I was like, yeah, this guy, it didn't just happen overnight.
Nope.
Yeah, so I agree with that, bro. It's 100% like that. And a lot of people need to understand that, bro, because you really, it's just really just putting in the time, bro. Putting in time, you're going to get that time back. What you put in, you're going to get it back.
Exactly.
You know, you put in time, eventually 30 years from now, you're going to have the time, bro. You're going to have all the time for yourself, you know?
It's invested. You're planting seeds, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And just like you said, like people put in, you know, a few hours a day, or even like for a month, 3 months, you know, and they expect it like that. Like they expect to be a millionaire, you know, in the next 3 months following that, right? But it's just like you said, you know, you invest it, you plant the seed right now, you know, and it's not gonna grow right now, you know. It might take, you know, a couple years, it might take 6 years, even longer, right? But it's gonna come back to you eventually, right?
Everyone's on a different path. So some people will start out first and end up successful later than you did, and vice versa. But everyone's on their path, bro. Comparison is gonna kill you, man, bro. You cannot compare yourself to others. You need to really just stick to what you want, what you think, and don't worry about other people, bro. The external stimuli, it's gonna fuck you up. Just focus on what's internal, and that's the key, bro. So I don't know if you've read this book, Atomic Habits.
Yeah.
By James Clear.
Yeah.
Great book.
Amazing book, bro.
Dude,
honestly.
Great book. So what I learned from that is your thoughts lead to your emotions lead to your actions, and your actions lead to habits. Action. For real, amen, bro. So let me go into a little depth in that. So your thoughts is what you think on a daily basis. That leads to the way you feel, your emotions. The way you feel, your emotions lead to what you do. And what you do leads to a routine.
Yeah.
So once you understand this concept, you start to realize your thoughts are powerful, bro. Very powerful. You wake up in the morning, say thank you for life. Thank you for waking me up. And you start to express this gratitude, you start to feel better. You feel better, you start to do better. You do better, you become better, basically, you know?
Right there, bro.
And it's just understanding these little concepts, understanding growth is the overall success.
Growth is the goal, you know. It's not necessarily the destination, but it's, you know, it's how you got there, the journey, all that.
And you need to focus on more of the system rather than the goals. Because let's say you clean your room, right? The goal is to have a clean room, but you focus on the clean room, eventually that room's gonna end up messy again. But if you focus on the system, you'll keep a clean room. Yeah. So you fix that system rather than focusing on the goal. That's gonna work in the long run.
It's like a byproduct of your.
Yeah, exactly.
The clean room is not really the goal. The goal is getting your mind to, you know, physically move stuff, right, and pick it up. And by default, you're gonna have a clean room, right? So yeah, that's awesome. I love when he talked about that.
Yeah,
it's
bro.
like it just clicked, you know. It was like, dang,
opening your mind,
right?
Bro.
Exactly, bro.
You start thinking differently, dude. And that's the key, bro. Like a lot of people are just stuck in this mindset. I mean, millennials, like you said, they expect it like that, but it's not like that, dude. They need to step out of that mindset. They need to start thinking differently. They need to think more. They just need to focus on themselves rather than what they want or what they envision. Like, you know?
Yeah, brother. I mean, that's the thing. You know, paradigms, bro, and our subconscious, you're either enslaved by it, you know, or it empowers you, right? And I feel, especially, you know, just going through life and growing up, it's like everybody around you, like 95% of the population, they're enslaved, you know, by their paradigms, right? Which is a collection of their ideas and where they get, you know, their values or morals from, right? And it's just all messed up, bro. And you really don't notice because you're surrounded by this your entire life.
Yeah.
Family, social media, you know, religion, politics, you know, just your environment, you know, everything around you, everything you say, you think of is that's not actually that's not your real thoughts, bro.
Exactly.
Right? And I didn't realize that until COVID, right? You know, it sucks that COVID happened, but during those, you know, quarantine months is when I really found out who I was.
Yeah.
For the first time in my life, bro.
Yeah. I think a lot of the 1% individuals, I think they use COVID as a time of enlightenment, awakening.
Dude.
Everyone else was just stuck. They were just trapped. I mean, that's what COVID was. The lockdown and everything just enslaved you, it trapped you. But those people who think differently, the 1%, they use that. I mean, they were capitalizing on that.
They prosper in that, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's me too, bro. I mean, during COVID, I was fucking every night, bro, just researching.
Oh, wait.
Pause,
bro, 6 feet apart, bro. How you...
No, but for real, dude, I was just grinding every night, just
I bet, bro.
researching. I was trading. I mean, the markets were open, even though everything was locked down. Markets were pretty good at that time, actually, and there was a time to make money during that time, and I capitalized on that. I noticed it, and I jumped on it. I mean. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. I respect you, you know, for what you do on the side, because that's not easy, bro.
Yeah.
That's like dedication, you know, at its best right there, you know. I'm sure you do it every day, right? That's how.
Almost every day,
yeah, right? And it's the same concept as any other business, right?
Yeah.
It just takes dedication. And there's like a general formula, a general mindset, right, that you have to have. When you have that positive attitude towards, you know, obstacles, they're no longer, you know, obstacles, right? It just becomes a part of you where, you know, you just learn from it, right? It's no longer a burden when you have that right attitude, the right mindset.
Yeah.
When you're more open instead of having, you know, some fixed mindset where you're like, no, I don't want to try this. I don't want to look into that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. You know, you just have a bad attitude about everything. You're never gonna grow, right?
Yeah.
So it's just positive attitude, positive mindset, you know, about things. And you never know, you know, what you're capable of at the end of the day. And for me, you know, during COVID, like you said, it was like an age of enlightenment. I honestly felt that, bro, because for the first time, right, in my life, no friends around me. Social media was minimal, right? I was on TikTok a lot, but honestly, I would get bored of it, right?
Yeah.
So it was like no friends, kind of distant from social media a little bit. Family here and there, right? And it's just closed off from the, you know, your environment, your surroundings. So it's like, what do you do with all that time?
Yeah.
What happens in between that? What happens now in here when, you know, information's not, you know, coming at you full speed every day, every second of the day, right? What happens when that's cut off, right? It was just like blank, you know, and it's like mental activity, right? It's a lot of confusion, right? And then
because you're not used to it, bro.
Exactly, bro.
You're used to all these external stimulus, bro. So you're being fed all this, and all of a sudden everything's cut off. It's uncomfortable.
Right.
It's uncomfortable. Now you're just left alone with yourself, your thoughts, your feelings. Speaking on experience, like that time, I mean, yeah, you're texting other people, but you're not having actual human interaction. It's just alone with what you think, you're alone, bro.
Yeah.
You really start to think like, who am I? Like, what is going on in the world, bro? Like, what is happening? What can I do today to better myself tomorrow, the next day? And going back on what you said about paradigms, I'm also a psychology major, so
dude, that's awesome.
Very interesting.
I love
bro.
psychology,
yeah,
bro.
Dude, so
I love it.
Growing up, I mean, when you're young, when you're a baby, bro, It's crazy to think about, but your subconscious mind is more open than your conscious mind. So at that time, everything around you, your whole environment, that's feeding your subconscious, your paradigm. That's you're being programmed basically. You're literally a computer at that point, taking in information. You're being programmed. So, with that being said, most kids, they're a product of their environment. You know, if you were raised in poverty, more than likely you're gonna have a poverty mindset. If you were raised rich, privileged, and everything, you're gonna have that mindset of just, you know. And that's why a lot of kids who are rich and they're privileged, they expect handouts from their dads. You know, they have that sense of they're on a high pedestal, so they deserve everything to them because their parents gave them everything. But that's the hardest thing, bro, to break that paradigm, break that programming that you took in. And the subconscious mind is very powerful, bro. Like without you knowing, it influences your daily life,
your reality.
Yeah, and subconsciously, going back to atomic habits too, subconsciously, your habits, whether they're good or bad, they're influencing your daily lives as well. So, for example, many of us are addicted to our phone, right? So as soon as you hear that text message, boom, that's a habit. As soon as you hear that message, dopamine is being released.
Yeah, you get that urge.
Yeah, you're like, ooh, who is it?
You gotta satisfy it, right?
Yeah, so you're like, go reach for your phone, and you look at it, and especially when you like a girl or vice versa, and you're waiting for their text, boom, even more dopamine is being released because you're waiting on their text.
Yeah.
So you're like, that's subconsciously, you're enslaved to that habit. And yeah, bro, it's kind of crazy to think about just how powerful our subconscious and all that stuff is, bro. It's crazy.
It's funny because, you know, you be in public and someone's phone goes off and it's like you feel that urge where you reach, you know, or you see people do it, they check, everybody's checking their phone, right?
You're all in a group, one person's phone, everyone looks at it.
Yeah, and it's crazy, bro. It's like, I don't know, it's just like that's our reality right now. And going back to what you said about the subconscious, like our subconscious, we have to be self-aware about it, about our own thoughts, about our way of thinking, right? And it really sound, I guess to the average person, it doesn't sound like it makes sense, right? Like think about thinking, like what does that mean, right? But you literally, you know, have to think about
what you think.
What are you thinking of? Why are you thinking of that? You know, how are you thinking about it? What approach are you taking? How are you responding? You know, how are you reacting? And it's going deeper into, you know, why, and you're reaching deeper into your subconscious.
Yeah.
And you realize it because now you're self-aware. Now you understand why you react, why you get emotional about certain things, right? And you start to change, you know, those little paradigms, right? And they now empower you, right? Whenever you feel like when you hear something and you want to react, you want to say something, you just want to blurt it out, right?
Yeah. That's emotional.
Yeah, exactly.
You're reacting off your emotions.
Yeah, you and then you become self-aware, you hear it, right? And then instead of reacting, you now respond, right? And that can be in silence, right? By not saying anything, or just thinking about, you know, responding in, you know, an actual intelligent way, right? Not just blurting out emotions or whatever.
Have you heard of the law of attraction, bro?
Yeah. It's my favorite law, bro.
For real. Many universal laws out there, bro, but
yes.
Law of attraction, dude. Law of attraction. So basically, everything is vibrating. Yeah, everything's vibrating at a frequency. We are human. We're living beings, so we're vibrating at a very high frequency. This table's vibrating at a low frequency. Everything's vibrating. It's at a frequency. Understanding this concept, what we think and how we feel dictates the frequency we're vibrating at, right? So if you're feeling sad, low vibration, low frequency. You can convince your mind that you're happy, and that elevates your frequency.
Powerful stuff.
Bro, very powerful. That's why if anything happens to you that puts you in a bad mood, you have control over how you feel. A lot of people don't understand that. What they do is they're feeling sad, they start listening to sad music in a dark room.
They give into it.
They're
They feed it.
putting out that frequency, and getting it back.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
I didn't even thought of it in that aspect.
Yeah, bro. So
it's like bouncing off a wall, you know.
exactly.
It's gonna come
Frequency,
back.
sound waves, bro.
Yeah.
What does it do? It bounces. Literally, if this in this room without any furniture or anything, even right now, we're talking. There's gonna be an echo. Sound waves. It's bouncing back, basically.
Same concept.
Same concept, dude. So, yeah, I mean, law of attraction, dude. You are what you think. You are what you feel. What you put out in the world, you receive, and that's
definitely.
That's a very like short summary nutshell. But if y'all can do your own research, I guarantee it would benefit you in many ways.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would say life changing. It really is, because people underestimate the power of the mind, right? And just the law of attraction itself. Like, I've experienced that recently, and it's crazy. Like, I wasn't even aware of it, right? Like, I was more self-aware, right? But I really didn't research that too much, and know too much about it until I started experiencing it. And then I realized, like, oh, wow, like, this is, you know, everything you said, like, has been happening to me recently, right?
Yeah.
You know, in the past year, it's like I changed, you know, my thinking process. I changed my habits, right? Changed my mindset. Started, you know, putting things out there into the world with a positive message, right? With good intentions. And it started coming back to me, bro.
Yeah.
It's like through, whether that was through customers, through feedback, like positive feedback, people telling me, like, oh, like, you're doing a great thing. Like, you've really inspired me to go back to the gym. You've really inspired me to start my own business, you know. And it's awesome. Like, I never thought that I would have that impact in such a short amount of time, right? But it's like it's like what you said, right? You put that out there, you put those frequencies out there, and they're gonna bounce off of something or someone, and that's gonna come back at you, right?
Yeah.
So it's just awesome, like experiencing that, you know, without that moment's bro. But yeah, it's like, it's the frequencies, bro. But
Fucking too much vibration, bro.
yeah, it's like in the past few months, I would say financially, you know, people wise, just good energy, right? Just has been coming back to me, right? And it's about putting it back out there as well, you know, not being selfish with it, you know, because when it comes back to you, you know, what are you gonna do with it, right? Are you gonna just like take it all, you know? Because if you do that, it's never gonna come back again.
Yeah.
So it's all about serving that back out there into the world.
Yeah.
You know, in a bigger concept, right? In a bigger way, servitude, right? So I'm now understanding what it means to be a server, right? And serve others.
Yeah.
On a bigger scale, right?
And you're serving them in the sense as I mean, you're putting out all this content. You're actually putting out a service and a product. So you're giving stuff out, right? And then you're receiving feedback based off the product, based off the service, and that's the law of attraction. That's you giving stuff out, and it's coming back to you, like you said. So you get all these messages like saying, "Thank you, bro. You helped me start my own, you know."
Yeah.
And that's good feedback, bro. That's literally what it is. You're putting it out there, and it's coming back to you.
Yeah.
And you have the choice to either, like you said, keep it, take all that positive feedback and just keep it to yourself, or you can give that feedback back, saying it, telling them, bro, do it, chase your dreams, do all that, showing them that it's possible. I mean, you're a living example of people can make it, bro. Like,
thank you, bro.
Yeah, like we all have the opportunity to make it. We all have the potential. We just need to tap into that potential.
Tap into it, bro.
Like,
tap into it.
Tap into it, bro.
Tap into it. Yeah, but it's like talking about the law of attraction, right? And I guess going more into detail, like breaking it down, what I said by like keeping it, it's like people start to receive recognition or clout, right?
Yeah.
People start to receive that, and the way they keep it is they feed it to their ego.
Yes.
Right.
Very
so
true.
they don't give
Very
you know
true.
props back. They don't serve in a bigger way.
They just say thank you and that's it.
Yeah, and you know, and they're just like, okay, like I'm this, you know, badass guy now, like everybody wants, you know,
start
my
to put yourself
stuff,
on
or
a high pedestal.
you start thinking about yourself first. You put yourself before, you know, anyone else in that sense, and it's never gonna come back to you, right? Because you're holding it into yourself, building your ego, and at the end of the day, your ego is gonna destroy you. Honestly.
Very true, bro. Talking about trading, let's talk a little bit about trading.
Trading. I know nothing about trading, bro.
Okay,
so this is a lesson right now in trading.
So I'll tell you this about trading.
I should have brought my notebook, bro.
Should have, bro. Mental notes. But the market trading, bro, it's more like 80% psychology, 20% skill, bro.
Interesting.
Because when you look at the market, you're dealing with money, right? So two emotions are involved. They go hand in hand: fear and greed. And this goes into the market and in life, bro. People are too scared, fear, to take the risk. And then once they take that risk and they start getting stuff in return, they become greedy. Just like in the market, bro. Like I have so many examples of this, like experience. I'll give you an example of fear first. I'm on the market, I'm charting up, and I'm predicting what's gonna happen, right? I have all my chart set up, literally have arrows, everything, how it's gonna go, bro. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, fuck. I'm looking at price action, I'm looking at how the market's going. I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna take the trade. I step away, I go gym, I come back. It went exactly how I wanted it to. Really? So that's fear. Like you don't want to put in the risk. You don't want to risk that money, right? That's one example. Another example, greed, bro. I've been many times where I'm in a trade and I'm in the positive, I'm profit, and I'm like, okay, this is good, bro. Like I can get more. I can get more. So I hold on to that trade, and all of a sudden the market, boom, like that, reverses, and I end up closing in a loss. Bro, that's happened to me many times. Many times, bro. Like, and you start to learn, bro. Like, this shit's more psychology than skill. Like, you can have a strategy, you can have the skill set, but it's all mental, bro.
But if you're fighting up here, you know, if you can't come to an agreement with yourself, how are you gonna come to, you know, a positive agreement?
Bro.
On the market, that's insane. I didn't know that aspect to it. I thought it was like all studying.
No, bro. I mean, obviously, you need to develop a skill set and everything, but the biggest battle is in your head, with yourself, bro. With yourself, and that's what trading will teach you, bro. Like, and I know for a fact you've dealt with this, bro. Like, bro, it's crazy, bro. Like, you'll be in the market, and you have this mindset of like it's all about money. So when it comes down to money, people are very like they have a sense of attachment to it.
Yeah.
You know? So that attachment dictates how you're gonna react to the way you spend your money.
That's big, bro. And I'm guilty of that. I used to have I was very attached to my money, right? In the sense that I was like scared to give it out because I didn't know if I was gonna see it again.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not, you know, I wasn't educated on money, you know. So it's like you begin to attach emotions to that dollar bill, right? And at the end of the day, it's just a piece of paper, right? It like, really give it to someone else who needs it, bro, and it's gonna come back to you double, you know.
Tracking, bro.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So that's awesome, bro. But that's crazy. Talking about the market, right? And how 80% of it, you know, is psychology, bro. It's like fighting with yourself, and that concept goes for everything, right? Like me for my business, starting it, right? Like I used to doubt myself. Like the first 3 to 4 months, I doubted myself every morning. Every morning I would wake up, I would lay in bed, and I would think like, dang, like is someone gonna buy something today? Like, am I gonna have a sale at the end of the day? Like, are people gonna believe in me? Are people going to give into my cause? Are they going to see my vision? Are they going to like the message that I'm putting out there? I used to tell myself all these like negative thoughts, question myself. And then, you know, I would get out of my bed, right? I would just start the day, you know, and things would work out, right? And slowly, you know, after, you know, those 3 months, I just stopped, you know, And it would be like, dang, like I would wake up and I'm ready to go, you know, like I'm going to do this. Like, I know I'm capable. Like 3 months in, you know, and I'm having this much growth. Like I know I can do this. Like I know I'm here for a reason, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, the biggest battle was the battle with myself, right? And just not. I learned to not care about, you know, if others believe in me, right? Because I believe in myself, right? At the end of the day.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of people fail. You know, it's a self-image thing. It's a belief thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't believe that you can do it, you're not gonna do it. It's that simple, right? If you believe you can do it, then you can do it.
Yeah.
It is really that simple.
It is, bro.
The moment you decide in your head, like, okay, I'm gonna do something, or I'm gonna do this, I can do it. You're already placing yourself in a position to win, right?
That's that first step, bro.
Exactly. So that success rate has just gone up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you take action, you know, one step at a time, goes up, it goes up, it goes up. And that was, you know, initially what happened with me, right? Like I had an interest, right? And I just started feeding myself, you know, positive affirmations, you know, and I would still have that doubt, right? Occasionally, because that was the old me, right? That was my environment talking, right?
Yeah.
Because that's just
the paradigm.
Yeah, exactly,
That's
right?
the first step of stepping out of that paradigm. I mean, you're taking the first step by convincing yourself that you can do it. That's literally the first step. And that's also the first step in rejecting the paradigm. You're going against everything you know, everything you've learned, and the old you has to die for a new one to
be born.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then once you're on that level, once you understand that, you need to focus on the small wins. You can't focus on the big goal, because eventually that big goal is way out there, right? Like let's say you're gonna climb Mount Everest. Sorry, you're gonna climb Mount Everest. You look at the top of the mountain, you're like, fuck, that shit's high, bro. That shit's way up there. You're looking at the end result, but if you focus on the first step, just keep focusing on the first step, 1% better every time, then eventually you're gonna reach that end goal. But once you look at that end goal, the top of the mountain, that's instantly gonna put regret in your mind, because I mean that's human nature. You're like, damn. As soon as you look at it, you're like, fuck. That's already doubt. That's already doubt putting in your mind. That's just subconscious talking.
Yeah.
You put that doubt in your mind. If you may not be conscious of the doubt that you put into your mind, but subconsciously it's there, and that's gonna dictate your success and stuff.
Yeah, bro. Exactly what you said is how I approach the business, and that's why I am at where I'm at today, and I have the growth, and I feel like I'm just starting, right? Yeah. It was never because I was thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be a millionaire, or I'm gonna have, you know, this huge company, this huge brand, you know, around the world. Yes, that's you know, one of the goals, but essentially that's just a byproduct.
Yeah.
You know, I took it day by day. Just okay, let me work on this design. Let me work on my goal this week is this many orders, or my goal this day is this many sales. You know, let me average, you know, this many sales a month, and that'll be a win for me, right?
Yeah.
It's about the small wins, and by default, by doing, you know, all these small wins that build up, by default you accomplished, you know, something in, you know, major, right? And that's kind of what happened to me. Like I'm a testimony to that, and I can, you know, attest to anybody that's doubting themselves, right? It's because I never really looked at like, oh, I never thought about, okay, the goal here is just money, or the goal here is just like, let me get famous, you know, like let me put it out there, right? The goal was just, okay, let me do this one step at a time, just day by day, week by week, month by month. And then, you know, here we are, you know, in this moment in time, a year later, you know, and I'm still going. You know, why is that? You know, it's because I was focused on the little things, right? Yeah. And it just goes back to creating systems, right? Never goal-oriented, more system-oriented. Yeah. And by default, as a byproduct of that, success will follow, right?
Exactly.
Just be persistent with it.
Exactly, bro. All right, man. So let's talk a little bit about your business, bro. AaronTrains apparel, dude.
Yes, sir.
How is that, dude? How did you? I mean,
it's my baby, bro.
Your baby.
My baby.
The baby. Yeah. Do you want to talk about a little bit about it?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know how it was my Instagram handle, right? Yeah. So that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So I had changed it to AaronTrains because I'm a personal trainer, right? Okay. And I've been doing that for a little over 2 years, right? So I had changed my handle, to AaronTrains, right? It's just dumb, right? Like something like just so silly, right?
First thing, bro.
Yeah,
It's like that first gamer tag you make on
yeah,
on PS4.
exactly, right? And there was really no meaning to it other than when people saw it, it's like, oh, Aaron trains people, right? Like he's a trainer, right? Like dumb, right? So when my coworker asked me to, come up with, designs for guys, and I was just doing my own thing, right, sketching my logo, and I just like could not like figure out, what was the name gonna be? What was the image, the mascot, all of that, And after sketching this, I was like, it has to be something with an A, right? And I just could not think of anything. And then like, what I guess moved me to that decision was just thinking about like clothing lines, right? So like, there's a lot of clothing lines named after people, right? A lot of brands, businesses named after people. So I was like, why not, right? So I was like, Aaron Trains Apparel. And that was born by that decision, right? By default, really, right? Because I could not think of a name, and I didn't want to come up with something, not, I don't want to say dumb, but like overused, or something that already exists, right? Because I feel like there's a lot of names out there that if I would have said something relating to fitness or like being ambitious, stuff like that, I feel like it would have existed already, right? Like I'm not the first one to think about that, right? So I was like, I don't know anyone else, that's gonna start a clothing line named Aaron Trains Apparel, right?
Yeah.
So that's really the reason, just because of, I guess, like copyright issues. I was like, if I'm gonna take this thing, the distance, I really gotta be thinking about like future issues like that. If other people have the same name as my brand, so I was like, Aaron Trains Apparel,
Nice. It's a funny story, bro. Talking about how we got the name for this Off Topic podcast. So we were at school, bro. We were in the study room, and we were just talking about like what we plan on doing. And what we did was we went on an AI name generator.
Really?
And we were just putting in like keywords, bro. And we did that how many times? Like 4 or 5 times, Jake?
Way more times than I wish to say.
Bro,
Really?
we scrolled through like 6, 7 pages on each like keyword. We were like,
what?
Yeah, bro. So we were just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And there was a couple that we saw that we really liked, and then we wrote them down. And we started like brodying on them, and we saw Off Topic. We're like, okay, we'll put that one in, see what's up. And initially, we when we were looking over all that, I don't think we had the podcast like in mind at that time, right?
Yeah, I think what happened was at that time we were just trying to create gym content.
Yeah.
We wanted to create.
We started like the YouTube. Cause bro, I love pranks, bro. I love so that's what I started.
That's hilarious.
Like, that was my vision. And then I love the gym. I'm trying to make little gym content. So I was like, you know what, Jake? Like let's do some prank. Let's just do it, bro.
Dude,
let's just do
honestly.
something. And initially it started as like a YouTube like pranks, gym content, whatever. And then we saw Off Topic, and we were like, holy shit, that's a good like. That would be a good podcast because, I mean, whenever we're conversing, bro, whenever we're talking, we start on one topic and it fucking goes off the wall.
Like
bro.
on a tangent.
Yeah, so we were like, that's perfect. Like, we'll be on a podcast, probably end up like talking about some
Right.
bullshit.
You don't know what.
Yeah, so we were like, it sticks, it fits. So that's how we got on it.
Wow,
But yeah, man.
You guys had a whole process to this. Honestly, you guys voted on it like that. I didn't do any of that.
Well,
That's crazy.
You're more on your own, right?
Yeah,
So,
I'm a one-man show, bro.
Yeah,
I run
dude.
everything.
So props to you, bro.
Appreciate that, bro.
Respect. Yeah, going back to your brand, dude. So I want to get a little bit more in detail. I want to know more about you. So like, I want to talk about like where you grew up, how you grew up, your parents, your environment.
Yeah, I mean, God bless my parents, right? They've worked so hard to provide everything that I have today and why I have a comfortable life, right?
Amen.
So, I mean, I feel like that's not saying in a negative way, but I feel like that's why it's problematic in the long run, because when you baby someone their whole life, scoot it lower, bro. I need to look taller than you.
All right, bro.
Right? It's like when you baby someone, their whole life, not that they babied me, right? Like, I got disciplined, right? But
me too,
like when
bro.
you hand when you hand someone everything their whole life, like what do they do on their own?
Yeah.
What do they learn? You know, what's the end result? What's the long-term consequences of that, right? Because there are consequences to everything that we do, positive and negative, right?
Yep.
You could be, you know, so positive and, you know, love your child and give them everything, right? You know, dang, bro, you almost launched that in my mouth. So, yeah, and it's like being comfortable all my life, you know, it never really pushed me to try things out. Because it was just comfort zone, you know. And, you know, having, you know, a good foundation, good family, good house, right? You know, where I you know, meals every day. I don't have to worry about any of that, you know, being hungry, right? And I could, you know, not ask for money, right? But it's like I didn't have to worry about, you know, my parents worrying about money either, right? Being, you know, raised in that situation, I was never pushing myself. You know, I was never seeking more than what, you know, I was at that stage, right? And it wasn't until, like, going back to COVID, it wasn't until I really got to know myself that I wasn't happy with what I saw in the mirror, you know? And I knew it wasn't me, right? I knew deep down that, you know, there's someone, you know, trying to be born. There's someone trying to like, speak their mind. There's someone trying to just touch the world, right?
Yeah.
And that's ultimately what I want to do. You know, I want to have an impact on everybody. I want to be able to develop these relationships, right? And leave a positive impact, right? Because people don't remember what you say. They remember, you know, how you made them feel, right?
Exactly.
So my thing is trying to build these relationships and make people feel important, you know? It's not, the brand is named after me, yes, but it's not a me show. It's really about the community, you know. And a big part of the name is being a testimony, right? Yeah. You know, when people hear AaronTrains, like, oh, who's that? Like, what does that mean, right? Well, it just means that I stepped out of my comfort zone and I wasn't afraid to do what 95% of the population, you know, is afraid to do, right? And you don't have to start a business. You don't have to, you know, do fitness or anything like that, right? Just do something that scares you. Yes. Do something that makes you get nervous.
Step out of your comfort zone.
Exactly. Bro. And now I have that mindset where it's like, where I'm in public and I'll think of something, right? Like I'm always like business 24/7, right? My mind is always business, right? And it's like if I see, you know, someone, or I'm at the gym too, right? Or I'm at Starbucks, right? I see a guy and I'm like, dang, like that guy would look nice in my clothes, right? Or I'm like, that sounds weird. Pause, bro. Yeah. Or like let me give this guy props, right? Like he's doing the work, you know. So just putting that in my head, the old me would have been like, like let me not tell him, right? Yeah. He probably doesn't care, right? Now it's like when I think of that, it's like I tell myself, okay, you're gonna do it now. So I'll go walk up. Sorry, I need to sneeze, bro.
Bless you.
Thank you, brother. So it's like now I go up to them and I give them a compliment, or I tell them, hey, bro, like this is my brand. Would love if you could check it out or support with a follow on Instagram, right? And they're like, oh, bro, like I've seen that logo, you know, and it's like, wow, like that caught me off by surprise, right? And why? Because I had that mindset where, hey, let me make this guy's day better. Let me, you know, reach out to this girl, see how she's feeling, see how she's doing, right? And in return, the energy bounces off and it comes back to me where that person's like, oh, like, bro, I love what you're doing, you know? Reciprocation. Or, yeah, it's like, oh, like your brand is growing. Like, I've seen that, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's like now I see all those seeds planted, right, that are starting to sprout up. Yeah. So it's just amazing, bro.
Nice, bro.
I forgot what we were talking about.
Yeah, off topic, bro. Off topic for you.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
No, you got, dude, comfortability, bro. Like, a lot of people, it really is.
The devil.
Damn. Yeah. No, but truly, it is. A lot of people, dude, they're scared to take risks because they're comfortable with where they're at. Bottom line, dude, you need to really dig deep, really talk to yourself. Have a self-talk, bro. Talk about what you want, who you want to be, and you'll start to realize that you're not the best version of yourself. You have much more potential than you think. If you're comfortable, that's, I mean, you wake up in the morning, bro, you're comfortable. It's hard to get out of bed, bro. Right. But you need to instill that discipline to where, even though you're comfortable, you can be more comfortable in the long run. You can be better.
Something that we are talking about ability. And I think it's absolutely true how, in my experience, I had to choose to leave my home. There was a lot of toxicity, but that really put me on a path of learning a lot of things that I needed to learn.
Interesting.
And ultimately, right now, a lot of people would say, yeah, I'm very I'm not a master of anything, but I'm good at a lot of different things.
You're a Renaissance man.
I hope to be one day, Leonardo da Vinci. But on that note, it is true that need pushes an individual to achieve things way more than the realization of that need. So a good example is we all know we need to have money for retirement, but how many of us are actually putting money into savings? But the moment we are hungry, that's the moment we get off our asses and we look for money or work or something.
Relationships, man. Relationships, they can build you or they can break you, bro.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
honestly.
But, I mean,
that's funny. Go ahead. You go ahead. You lead off.
Bro, I mean, a lot of us are just chasing pleasure, bro. Chasing pussy, basically.
Lust, bro.
I mean, a lot of guys nowadays, bro, they're just more focused on chasing pussy, basically, dude. And that's terrible, dude. That's gonna break you.
Doesn't make you money, bro.
No, it doesn't. If in fact, that will take your money, bro. Pussy
Indeed.
will. They're girls are the devil.
Yeah.
They're the devil.
Well, yeah. I mean, going back to what you said about like chasing, just lust in general. Like me, I'm so guilty of that, and it's just human
We all
nature,
are, bro.
right?
We all are.
And it sucks, but it's crazy what you can get done, what you can accomplish when you overcome that.
Yeah.
It's when you just like say like, oh no, like that's not worth it, like, and it's so much deeper, like just, and this day and age, like it's nothing, right? Like people talk about it like it's nothing, but it really is so much deeper. That action has a consequence,
Yep.
Not even talking about having a baby, right? But what emotional, what spiritual, what mental consequence did you just put on that girl,
True.
and vice versa. Let's say this girl's just using, this guy, right?
True. Yeah.
That affects them and their future relationships,
Yeah.
right? But you didn't think about that. Why? Because you're thinking about yourself, right? Mm-hmm. You're just thinking about that instant gratification, right? And you don't even like that person, right? And I'm so, like, I hate to say it, but I'm so guilty of that. Mm-hmm. And I've just grown out of that. And it's a terrible place to be in, right?
Yeah.
That instant gratification, that habit that you're chasing is never going to be fulfilled. That pot has a hole at the bottom. So you're just pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring. It's never going to be full. You're never going to be satisfied, right? Because you're just feeding it, and it's a habit. It eats you alive, and it ate me alive, honestly. And I'm just disgusted with like that old mindset, right? And just how people talk about it so easily, like it's nothing, or how people take pride in it.
Yeah,
that's very true. That's just like really that's not important. Like talk about something that really matters in your life. Do you even have goals? Like are you just waiting to die, or do you have a purpose?
And those guys who are chasing that, they take pride in that. Those most of the time their goal is the next one, they bag.
Yeah.
And bottom line, bro, like that's not gonna get you anywhere, dude. That's just like he said, it's a pot and it has a hole in it. You're not gonna fulfill that. Like I said earlier, relationships, females can either build or break you, dude. So, I mean, we touched on them breaking us, chasing lust and all that. But at the same time, you find that female who's supporting you, that good female, bro. This is one thing that me and Jake talk a lot about. Value, bro. Value. Relationships will not work if there's no beneficial value on both sides. If you're just looking for sex and that girl only has sex to provide, she doesn't have any
there's no value.
Yeah, it's just limited value. I mean, you're gonna get over that sex. Eventually that lust is gonna fade. You're gonna start looking at other girls the same way. But when that female has more value to present, to offer, you actually can build with her, bro. Like, let's say in your case, you find a female, you get into a relationship. She's has the same vision. She has, good morals, good integrity, and she has goals for herself. That could help you out. That could help your business out. That you could help her out. It could be beneficial value. So, let's say she likes the gym. She's now a model for you. She's presenting your brand. Beneficial value, And me, like, if I were to find a female, I'm looking for what she has to offer other than sex. Like, I'm at that point where it's just,
You look beyond that.
Yeah, we're all guilty of that. We all have pleasures we need to fill. Desires and all that. But once you're real with yourself, you need to ask yourself, like, what does a female have that can benefit me? And that's usually they're looking for comfort, they're looking for stability, they're looking for someone who supports you, bro.
Some sense of security.
At the end of the day, you're trying to come home from work, and you're not trying to come home to an argument, obviously, right? You're trying to come home to back massage, some dinner cooked for you. That's value. That's what you want. That's beneficial value, bro.
Yeah, I can't talk on experience. I'm single, and I honestly plan to stay like that for a while. Just because, I want to, for me, in my opinion, at least the mindset down here from what I've experienced and from what I've seen, it's very toxic, right? As far as, relationships, not only females, but guys, right? Like, I used to get, like, really jealous, But yeah, I just feel like me personally, the reason I'm not too, like, fond of that is that it brings out, a side of me that I don't like, right? And maybe I need to revisit that side and be able to conquer that, right? And, I won't know that until I get put in that position again, right? Yeah, I would definitely be open to, someone who has that same drive, that mindset,
Yes.
Anybody can give you sex. Like, that's not important. What do they offer?
Jakey can give you sex too, bro.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I can't really speak too much on it, and just because I don't have too much experience. And I know there's a side of me that I don't like to see. Hopefully that person's gone. I haven't really seen that person in a while. But it's something that I do need to conquer, demons that I need to confront. And I'm open to that right now, right? But I just don't see that mindset, that drive, that value in the people that I'm surrounded, right? As far as females,
And you know what? I personally think that is actually very, very good. To discover and focus on yourself, and to also admit to the vulnerability of men, of our anger issues. I feel like a lot of women get crap for being crazy, and I believe that so many of them are crazy. But God, look at us guys. Look at how much of a fuck up we are in relationships, especially our first ones.
Yeah. Oh man, it's big, bro.
Oh yeah. And you touched on something that I really loved. You basically said, "What about the fear that women feel?" And that's where I think it's not about perfecting those issues like our jealousy. It's about acknowledging them and communicating with the other person about them, right? A good example is, hey, look, I'm jealous that you're talking to this guy a lot. It's not that I don't trust you, but, honestly, he makes me feel insecure. That's just the honest truth.
Insecurities, bro.
Yeah.
Like, be open to that, bro.
I feel that if you're with a semi-mature woman, right? She doesn't have to be super mature, just understanding enough.
Even that's hard.
You could, we're all young, mostly young. And we can
Semi-young.
But I want to be able to go to a girl and be like, hey, I feel insecure about this. I know you're not doing anything or whatever. I'm giving you a heads up about how I feel. And if you continue doing it, I'm not gonna like it.
I'm gonna kill you.
But no, I'm not gonna like it. But obviously, as long as nothing happens, I'll understand that it's just my emotions that that are acting naturally. I love you, baby. As always, please don't cheat on me.
Dude.
But I also appreciate the fact that you're being social with my friend and that you guys are getting along. I do like that. I like seeing you happy with your friends, guys and girls. And that's it. It's just having that honest conversation.
Communication, bro.
So deep, bro, and it's
Simple.
it's such a simple concept, but as humans we complicate things up here.
Yeah.
Right.
And us men, bro, we're not emotional thinkers. So those emotions, we struggle to communicate that.
Yeah, and it goes back to just like what values do you have inside of you that persuade you to make these decisions, to cheat on someone, to break up with someone, to get mad at someone, right? And it's like especially in school, like I truly believe there should be a course with how to deal with your emotions, right? Because that's honestly the root of all problems. Our decision making comes from our emotions, right? So why not teach people how to control, how to understand themselves through their emotional side, right? And that's why, especially guys, like we have so many insecurities, right? Mm-hmm. The only difference is that we deal with them differently. Yeah. Like girls might cry or might go,
They're emotional.
Yeah.
We're more logical. We deal with it differently. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Going back to what I said earlier, your thoughts lead to your emotions lead to your actions, which is what you're saying. How you feel is gonna dictate how you react.
Yeah.
And what you do, that action. But yeah, man, I think we had a great conversation, dude. I think we had. I can personally say you provided value to me. I
appreciate
learned a lot.
That, bro. I got value just from being around you guys.
Yeah,
right?
man. Positive
awesome.
energy all around, dude. I hope y'all receive some type of value. Truly, thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate every single one of you. Appreciate you for taking your time.
Of course, man. Here. It's an honor.
It is an honor, pleasure. Thank y'all. See you soon. See you next time on Off Topic. Go check out AaronTrains Apparel.
Yes, sir. AaronTrainsApparel.com. Link in the description, guys. Just dropped some new shirts, some new shorts, guys. Would love the support of the community, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Go support my boy. Go support him. Check it out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
All right, guys, it's a wrap.